absolutely love smart devices that can do multiple things. I think having a device that can multitask is definitely something we need to see more often, simply because we have so many devices in our house that we have to plug in and we have to get connected. We're running out of space, we're running out of outlets. So when I find a device that can do multiple things, I get really excited. And I think we're going to start seeing some more of them. So when Eufy recently reached out to me and said they had a brand new smart vacuum that is the world's first 3-in-1 detachable combo vacuum, you know I had to check it out for you guys. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. Now, this is not the first smart vacuum that I've seen that comes with a handheld, but usually that handheld or the stick vacuum is a different unit that's built into the base station. But this one has the motor that you take out of the smart vacuum and you actually use that for the handheld and for the broom, which makes it a lot smaller and more convenient. It's such a good design. It's won a CES Innovation Award 2025, a Good Design Award 2024, and a Red Dot winner 2024. And I have to agree with these award winners. Absolutely love this design. It is on the smaller side when it comes to smart vacuums, and now that has a 3-in-1 combo, this thing is great for apartment owners, condo owners. If you live in a dorm or if you own a small business, this is great for the office. That's what I'm going to be using this for. But I also have to say, design is just one aspect. It really comes down to how it performs and how you can use it in your everyday life. And now, just looking at this as a smart vacuum, love the overall size. It is smaller than most smart vacuums out there on the market, but also keep in mind, this is just a smart vacuum. There is no mopping abilities in here whatsoever. It's just going to be vacuuming up your areas and then coming back to the base station and sucking out that dust and putting it into the base station. Now, they say this has 30,000 pascals of suction power, but that is just the handheld. When it comes to the actual robot, when you put the motor into the robot, it knocks it down to about 8,000. Obviously, that's a huge reduction. And in my testing, a 8,000 Pascal suction power vacuum does just as well as something around 10 to 12,000. And in my everyday testing, it did just well, picking up all my dust and dirt that I had around the house and the office. No problems whatsoever. Now, this doesn't have all the bells and whistles that a lot of flagships out there, but it also doesn't come in at that premium price. But it does come with multi-floor mapping, which is super easy to set up. It pretty much is automatic the first time that you use it. If you want to bring up to a second or third floor, you can do that and mark all the rooms in the area. And then when you want to clean a specific room, you can just select that one room and clean that one room only. Obviously, it doesn't go up steps. You have to bring the robot upstairs for the multi-floors, but you can definitely map out those second and third floors. I think it's actually up to 4 floors total. Also, it has obstacle avoidance, which is a must-have feature if you have pets. If they happen to have accidents, you don't want these robots going into the feces and making a bigger mess than what it is. And in my testing, it did a pretty good job with feces, but unfortunately, when it came to pencils and pens and cables, it didn't do as well. So you want to make sure the areas that the robot is cleaning is pretty free and clear of junk laying on the floor. Now, the app is very user friendly, super easy to use. I had no problem setting up maps, selecting what areas I wanted to clean. You can go in there and say clean an area 2 times. If you want to, you can reduce the suction down to a quiet mode, or you can go all the way up to a max mode, which is quite loud. So just FYI, yes, you can increase that suction power, but it's definitely going to make more noise. And then you can also set up a time for the robot to go back and empty out its onboard dustbin. This dustbin on the motor itself is pretty small, so I send it back probably about every 10 or 15 minutes while I'm doing a full cleaning. But afterwards, it will go back, clean out that smaller dustbin back into the base station, which the base station has a pretty large dustbin. I think it's rated for about 75 days. Obviously, that's going to vary depending on how much dirt you have in your house. If you're a dirty person, it's going to fill up much quicker. And I love the see-through dustbin on the motor. That way you can see the dust in there. You can see it being sucked out. It's really, really, really cool. And what's also cool is when it goes back to the base station, it goes in one way to suck out the dirt, and then it's going to turn around to charge up. So it has two different ends that can back into the base station. I haven't seen that before. I know I'm just being a geek about it, but I thought it was pretty cool. And now geeking out some more, when you're ready to use the handheld, you press the big red button on the robot. It'll pop out the motor, you grab it, and then you can take one of the tools, either the 2-in-1 brush head or the crevice tool, which by the way, the crevice tool is actually built into the robot. Where the 2-in-1 brush head and the broom are separate, the crevice is actually built into the robot. And I thought that was a great design to kind of minimize all these tools just laying around. Now the brush head and the crevice tool, you kind of just push right in the motor, and then you hold down the button on the motor itself. It will turn on the low level, and you can go up 2 or 3 levels to get higher suction. And it's really cool and useful. But I think one of the things that they missed here is that when you put the motor back into the robot, it actually will not suck the dirt back in unless you've actually used it for 10 minutes or more. So keep in mind that dust won't get sucked back into the base station until it does its next robot run. And then you also have a sweeper. This is a motorized sweeper. So instead of putting in the brush head or the crevice tool, you attach the sweeper, and it has a nice long arm that does get power from the motor, and then the actual brush heads are actually moving. So if you have stuff or areas that you need to vacuum, like I have this one area in my office where a smart vacuum just will not go into. It's just too small. I'll be able to get the sweeper in there without any issues, and it's great to get those hard to reach spots or instances where it might not make sense sending out the robot, where you can just get it quickly with the sweeper and go on about your day. Overall, this is a brilliant design. If you're looking for something compact and useful and you'll be able to use in your smart home, which by the way, this works with Alexa and Google, but it's just simple controls to either send out the vacuum, to do an entire cleaning, or go back to the unit and charge, or you can pause it. And then it also has Siri shortcuts where you can get a little bit more advanced control, where you can say clean a certain room. But unfortunately, there's no mention of Matter support right now. Fingers crossed, but who knows when that's going to happen. If you guys are looking for something compact, versatile, and downright useful, this 3-in-1 smart vacuum and handheld is definitely something that you guys should check out. I'll be leaving affiliate links down below where you can get more information and pricing. Make sure you hit that like button if this video was helpful. Hit the subscribe button, share this video out, and I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.